Breaking news for you as we speak. We're learning that OPS, O Panneerselvam, has been expelled from the AIADMK through a special resolution passed in the General Council meeting. Remember, the General Council meeting for the AIADMK is taking place as we speak, led by EPS. E Palaniswami, the interim General Secretary of the party. There were many questions on what moves would be taken against O Panneerselvam, whether or not we would see strong action taking place against him today itself. Now we have clarity on that. OPS has been expelled from the AIADMK, the former Deputy Chief Minister of the entire state of Tamil Nadu, a key leader and an alternate power centre in the AIADMK, now being expelled. Formally, an end of the era to the AIADMK. Remember, this is as his supporters continue to protest outside the AIADMK headquarters in Chennai right now. This meeting, the General Council meeting, isn't taking place at the headquarters. It's taking place a little way off. 16 resolutions were passed in the General Council meeting. One of those resolutions was that Edappady K Palaniswami was formally made the interim General Secretary. With that, AIADMK said goodbye to its dual leadership that it's had over the last few years. Remember, it was a dual leadership of Edappady K Palaniswami on one side and O Panneerselvam on the other. This big development coming in, OPS expelled from the AIADMK. All right, we'll continue to bring you more details. Remember, multiple analysts had to say that if OPS was not expelled, it could potentially be a recipe for disaster for the party. Because even if he was allowed to continue as the Treasury Secretary, there would be the possibility of him continuing to be an alternate power centre to O Panneerselvam. With this news that he's now been expelled, obviously that possibility now ends. It's likely that this move will go down smoothly with party cadre, because remember, a majority of the AIADMK stands with EPS. On your screens right now, you can see O Panneerselvam. He's in a lorry of sorts, a lorry that, interestingly, on the top has an image of Jayalalitha. Remember, part of what makes OPS's own legacy so strong is that he was handpicked by Jayalalitha to replace him on 3 different occasions. That's part of why there is such a spotlight right now on Jayalalitha. She'd, of course, handpicked him at one point to replace her. You can see him right now on your screens. He's bowing to supporters over there. He was present just a few minutes ago at the party headquarters. It is unclear right now where he is exactly, but he's surrounded by supporters who, as my reporter was telling me, have come from his hometown all the way up to Chennai to support him today. A few minutes ago, remember, the Madras High Court had made a judgment. They'd given the green light to the EPS-led faction to go ahead with the General Council meeting, in which it was largely expected that EPS would take over as the interim General Secretary. So this day has largely gone according to the EPS faction's wishes. My colleague Purnima Murli with us right now to bring us more updates. Purnima, just a few minutes ago, you and I were discussing what the future of OPS could look like. We were wondering if any resolution would be brought in to seal OPS's fate. Now we're receiving news that OPS has been expelled from the AIADMK. Tell us more.
Well, O Panneerselvam, along with 3 other loyalists, have been expelled from the primary membership of the AIADMK, and this comes at a time when O Panneerselvam and his supporters had stormed the ADMK headquarters even before the Madras High Court had pronounced its order. In fact, there were clashes that broke out earlier between the 2 camps before O Panneerselvam had entered the AIADMK headquarters. Remember, O Panneerselvam will continue to remain a threat to Edappady K Palaniswami if he's not expelled from the party. So this was the only opportunity for Edappady K Palaniswami to ensure that O Panneerselvam does not continue the legal fight. Therefore, apart from in fact ensuring that the party does not work under the dual leadership formula, they have also ensured that a special resolution be passed expelling O Panneerselvam from the primary membership of the party. We'll have to wait and see what O Panneerselvam and his supporters plan to do now. They've been waiting to see if there are special resolutions passed. Now that a special resolution has been passed, O Panneerselvam and his loyalists who have been expelled are now discussing on what they could do next and whether there could be any legal options that they can take going forward to fight this particular case. But at the moment, it's an end game for O Panneerselvam, and Edappady K Palaniswami has ensured that there is no threat that he would receive going forward from O Panneerselvam and his camp.
Poonam, are we correct in telling our audiences then that we haven't actually received a formal response from OPS so far? I think a few minutes ago, we were showing our audiences visuals of OPS traveling in a vehicle surrounded by supporters, flowers being thrown on him. Are those not fresh visuals then? Is he in a huddle right now?
Well, O Panneerselvam is in a huddle. Remember the visuals that we see from the ADMK headquarters, that's about O Panneerselvam trying to prove his point that he still has supporters of belonging to the AIADMK. But these are supporters who have come all the way from Theni, which is incidentally O Panneerselvam's hometown. So he's trying to prove that he still has the support of the AIADMK. But in reality, he enjoys less than 5% of the support. And O Panneerselvam and his team, they are in a huddle now that a special resolution has been passed and they've been expelled from the party. Right now, they are exploring options in terms of both the legal routes and in terms of what they could do next. All eyes on the developments that are happening currently at the ADMK headquarters. We'll have to wait and see how O Panneerselvam and his team now react to this special resolution expelling them from the party. So all eyes on the AIADMK headquarters, where some drama is expected to unfold in the next 1 or 2 hours.
If you could just tell our audiences, Purnima, I know that it's not an immediate answer, but what could those legal options look like for O Panneerselvam?
Well, O Panneerselvam will continue to take legal routes possible, challenging the resolution, challenging the High Court verdict. He may also approach the Election Commission to freeze the two lead symbols. So that is also one of the options left for O Panneerselvam, where he could directly approach the Election Commission. Remember, in 2017, we saw similar instances where everyone was fighting to stake claim to Jayalalitha's legacy, and now in 2022, yet again, O Panneerselvam is looking at all the options possible. One is, of course, approaching the Election Commission, the Chief Election Commissioner, in fact, challenging the symbol that's now being used by the AIADMK, expelling him from the party. And the other is to also fight the case legally and move the court. Remember, O Panneerselvam and his legal team will definitely look at all the ways possible to challenge the special resolution that's moved by the EPS. But at the moment, OPS in a huddle as he's been expelled from the party. Along with him, 3 other loyalists and MLAs have also been expelled.
Purnima, take us also now to the headspace of the new interim General Secretary, Edappady K Palaniswami. He's now got to keep one eye on O Panneerselvam. He's also obviously, I think, keeping an eye on Sasikala. The BJP he's also got to track, his alliance partner. Walk us through where his headspace is right now, possibly.
Well, Edappady K Palaniswami, remember when the AIADMK merger happened, O Panneerselvam in his latest interaction with the media said that it was Prime Minister Narendra Modi who wanted him to take up the post of Deputy CM. But this time around, when things were going against him, when there was everything going against him, no support for him, he did try